Oh boy, all over the scoreboard in the Pro Division, and that's just one of them right there. Oh boy, all over the scoreboard in the Pro Division, and that's just one of them right there. Oh boy, boy, howdy, let me dang, I'll tell you what. Qualifying has begun, y'all. Who's going to be out first to give our first potential qualifying lap? Who's out on track first? There we go. Lisa Salter's out on track ahead of everybody else here thus far in that Mazda. Now, Lisa Salter's been having a fantastic racing season all season long here with the A3T, has been on the podiums nearly every time, picking up that P2 or P3 or the P3s, but really coming on strong here in the late ends of the season with this Pro Division. And I'll tell you what, these are definitely some pro speed drivers right here. All absolutely fantastic racecraft from each and every one of them. But gonna get a look at some of these times, and Lisa Salter is going to be the one to put in the first race time here for us, the first qualifying lap rather. Hey, Leandro, appreciate the heart reaction on the stream, my guy. Howdy, how are you today? Appreciate your being here. Thank you kindly. You absolute all-star, you. You are in for one heck of a race, my guy. 1 hour endurance race here, beginning this race and qualifying in the rain at the Nurburgring GP for a 1 hour endurance race. It's already proven to be an incredibly difficult circuit all on its own, with it being very technical racetrack. But I'll tell you what, you put these racers and these race cars underneath these wet conditions that we've had for the first two divisions, and I'll tell you what, it makes for an exciting race. Anything can happen. Any one of these racers here tonight can pull off a spectacle for y'all, and I can guarantee you that much. Just taking a look at Lisa Salters here, about halfway around the track, well, a quarter of the way into the track of his first hot lap. Then we got Captain Case here as well, will be number 2 to put us in a time. Then Taylor. We'll get back on Lisa Salters here. We got half the track to go. Thunder Runner will be our 4th racer to put in an official hot lap. Then we'll have Gummy to put in an official hot lap. Haywood as well. Watch out for this guy. He's proven to be a very consistent, collected racer here in this Pro Division. Absolutely nipping at the heels of Hamza right here in that Porsche, having a fantastic battle, 4 points lead with Haywood. So Matt will be our 8th driver to put in a time. Snipes will be our 9th driver, and Staley our 10th driver. Here comes Lisa Salters now in through the chicane onto the final corner here on the Nurburgring GP, and then onto that ever so important start finish straight here. We'll see what kind of time he puts in. Ooh, getting a little bit loose right there. This Lisa Salters comes across with a 202.925, incredibly fast time for these wet conditions. Here comes Captain Case with a 206. M. Taylor come across with a 205. Thunder Runner comes across in P2 with a 2:04.0. So M. Taylor into P3 thus far. No, Gummy now. Haywood taking pole position with a 2:09.12. Gran comes across the line with a 2:01.870. This track actually proving to be less wet than it was in the Pro-Am division. We got Gummy sitting here in P3 currently. But Haywood coming across the line with fastest lap, a 2:09.12, nearly a full second faster than Hamza, and pulling purples by nearly a full second against this racetrack. Drying out a little bit here for the Pro Division. Could turn out to be a little bit drier of a day for the Pro Division here. Managing the track here on a set of softs and pulling a 1.145 seconds faster than Haywood currently, but Haywood limping along. Let's get back up to here. Staley's going to come along now and put in his first fastest lap. Let's see what Staley can do. Staley with the 2:04 for his first lap. Lisa Salters now coming in and taking away that pole position with a 1:59.758. Here comes Haywood though around the final corner now. He was pulling purples, but that has changed. So we'll see now if he can take P1 away from Lisa Salters. Gummy takes P2. Haywood does come take P1, but Hamza snags it right back, dipping into the 1:57.799s, just by 25 hundredths of a second ahead of Haywood here currently. For your fastest lap, Gummy now sitting in P3. Lisa Salters drops down into P4. Meanwhile, Snipes coming across, good enough time for P5 thus far. Thunder Runner here. Good enough for P6 with BPRCB Matt in P7 here. Staley. Good enough for P8 thus far. Oh, hasn't even got a time in registered. What's going on with that? I thought he had one. Oh, I see. He's come out on a different set of tires now onto the soft set of tires. So, a little switch up in tires now. Finding more time, 1.144 seconds into the purple. This is going to come right down to the wire here for your qualifying times. This racetrack continuing to dry up, and each one of these racers finding more and more time on the track as they continue on. Thunder and Gummy side by side. Here comes Hamza closing up the gap on the Thunder. Lisa Salters comes across the line with a 1:56.909. Good enough for P1. Here comes Hamza, though. Oh, boy, Hamza getting it a little bit squirrely there. Coming around the final corner here. See if Hamza... Haywood now taking P1, 1:55.476, and blazing fast lap from Haywood. 1.4 seconds faster than Lisa Salters with a 1:56.9, pulling 0.3 of a second on his best lap though. But Haywood coming across with a blazing fast time with a 1:55.476. Does Haywood screaming around the track. Lisa Salters also a good way to describe that car, screaming around the track. That car really sounds magnificent. Absolutely love the way that monster sounds on the racetrack. Oh, Lisa Salter's picking up an unfortunate half-second penalty. They're on lap 5. This potentially the final lap for this racer to possibly gain a better time. Going to be incredibly close here. No, he's not going to make it. That's going to be his last lap right here. So Lisa Salters will not better his time. Yep, final lap. So Haywood is on his final lap and coming through the chicanes now. Can he better on his purple time? Try to increase that gap a little bit from Hamza. No, Hamza's finished. So there you have it, y'all. Does Haywood betters his time again with a 155.476. Oh, take that back, a 155.347 is fastest lap by Haywood. It'll be Gummy coming across the line in P2. Gummy will start P2. Lisa Salters will start P3. Hamza will start P4. He's still on a flyer, though. He may be able to better that. No, definitely not. So it'll be Haywood, Gummy, Lisa Salters, Hamza. Snipes will get started in P5. Taylor will start in P6. TB Matt will start in P7. Thunder Runner will start in P8. Staley will start in P9. And Captain Case will start in P10. All right, y'all. Well, boy, howdy. Exciting qualifier here for the Pro Division. Here for the finale at the Nurburgring GP circuit, y'all. We're looking at 1 hour of endurance racing going on in this race, and potentially under wet conditions, although the track does seem to have dried out here. So, different set of circumstances here for your Pro Division versus the Pro-Am Division. Gummy coming in with a great lap as well with just a 156.679, 1.3 seconds off the back of Haywood, but will get that P2 start. So a look at your qualifying results. We got Haywood will take the pole position with a 155.347. So starting up beside him in row 1 will be Gummy. In row 2 will be Lisa Salters and Hamza next to. In row 3 we'll have Snipes and M. Taylor. Row 4 will be CB Matt and Thunder Runner starting out next to CB Matt. And row 5 will be Staley starting in P9 with Captain K starting in P10 to round out your field here for the Pro Division. Yo, Scott McGill coming in with the heart on the stream and the double chairs, my guy. Thank you. How are you doing tonight, sir? Uber late for you, my friend. I appreciate you coming in again, man. Thank you. Absolute all-star you. Let's go indeed. This is going to be an incredible finale here for the A3T, y'all. Again, sponsored by Six Sigma Sim Racing, putting up some great prizes for each of the division winners. 1 hour of endurance racing, y'all. There will be battles all throughout this pack, all throughout the race. And I can tell you, I am one excited guy for this. Here we go. It is just about time, y'all. And oh boy, howdy, here we go. Race cars to the line. We are waiting on those 5 lights. False start check is on. Let's see if each of these drivers gets away cleanly. Giggity, 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 y'all. Let's get to racing. Here we go, 5 lights, and it's green, it's green, it's green, and there they go, they're off. Gummy gets a great start, Haywood gets a great start, Hamza getting a good start as well, getting a little bit squirmy on the start, but comes away with a fantastic start. Looks to dive to the inside. We're 3 wide here through turn 1. Haywood gets pushed to the outside a little bit, drops back into P5. Taylor moves up into P4. Thunder Runner into P3. Thunder Runner gets a fantastic start. A little bit squirrely, does a fantastic job of keeping that car underneath him though. And now side by side with Haywood. Wow, what an incredible start here in your Pro Division for the A3T finale. And I'm telling you what, now it's M. Taylor and Thunder Runner side by side. They're battling it out for P4. Lisa Salters drops down into P6. Staley right there in P7. We got Snipes also right there behind Staley in P8. CB Matt in P9. Captain Case in P10. Meanwhile, Gummy getting a great start to this race. Jumps out into P1. 0.6 of a second ahead of Hamza. Hamza opened up a little bit gap. Haywood now moving up back up into P3. Thunder Runner all over him with M. Taylor in tow as well. What a great start to this race. Not even a full lap done, and they are swapping positions left and right. Let me tell you what, wow, what an incredible start to this race. Let's go Pro Division here in the A3T. Man, incredible start. Hamza 5/10 of a second up the road from Hamza. Hamza 1.4 seconds ahead of Haywood. Thunder Runner just a half second back from Haywood. Taylor 1 second off the back of Thunder. Staley 0.4 of a second off the back of Taylor. Lisa Salters there 2/10 of a second off the back of Staley. Are we going to see a move here from Lisa Salters over Staley as they come around the final corner onto that ever so important start finish straight? Lisa Salters not quite getting the run out of that corner that he wanted. Ooh, Thunder Runner getting a little wide we seen there back there. Man, we should have showed you some of those replays from those passes. Woo! Just too excited to even think about it, guys. Let me tell you what. Oh, Snipes goes a little wide. CB Map gonna have the inside line now. Gonna get the job done. Captain Case potentially as well. Snipes potentially losing 2 positions. That's not Captain Case unable to capitalize there. Now Snipes going defensive though. Does not, just tucks in behind CB Matt. No, we got a battle up here in the middle of the pack too. Big time, M. Taylor and Staley. Staley trying to make a move on Taylor. Does get the job done. Incredible racing here from the Pro-Am division. Look at these guys go. Wow, Thunder Runner, now Staley. Oh man. Staley and, Staley moves up into P4. Lisa Salters potentially moving up a spot as well. Does get the position on Thunder Runner. Now M. Taylor. Thunder Runner just coming under threat here from all kinds of people, losing 2 positions there. Now M. Taylor threatening, just 0.2 of a second off the back of Thunder Runner. We got positions being swapped all over the pace. Now Haywood up into P2. Haywood's gotten around Hamza all over the back of Gummy right now. Haywood gets an incredible run out of the chicane there. He's got the inside on Gummy Haywood, pulls into P1 going into turn, what number it was? It was the last one. Wow, these guys have got me all sorts of tongue twisted now. What an incredible start to this finale here. Hamza in P3. Lisa Salters looking to make a move on Staley now. Does get the job done. Lisa Salters moves up into P4. My oh my. The runner now potentially taking a look on the inside of Staley. Does not. Oh, Staley with a little bit of a wiggle there. Thunder going a little bit wide though. Unable to capitalize on that wiggle from Staley. Meanwhile, Hamza and Lisa Salters battling out here big time. Lisa Salters getting a good run there, but not able to capitalize over Hamza. Again, that Porsche proving to be a worthy opponent here. Lisa Salters taking a look on the outside now of Hamza. Now cuts back. Battle for P3 is on. Lisa Salters all over the back of Hamza. Incredible battle here for P3. Lisa Salters all over Hamza big time. Meanwhile, Haywood 3.5 seconds up the road from Gummy holding on to P2. Hamza just barely holding on to P3 right now. Lisa Salters all over the back of Hamza, just 1/10 of a second back now, all over him. Incredible racing battle here for P3. Hamza defending excellently. Lisa Salters looking for a way around. Hamza gets a little bit sideways there. Potentially Lisa Salters, yes, gonna make the move, gonna have the inside for this corner. Lisa Salters getting the job done, getting P3 away from Hamza, goes into the chicane, looking to get a good exit out of it. Does. Opens up that gap to a half a second now. Lisa Salters on the move. Staley under threat from Thunder Runner for P5. This battle not over. Thunder Runner getting a great exit there. Dives back in and back out of Slipstream now. Thunder Runner getting an incredible exit in the Lexus. Gonna take a look to the inside here on turn 1. Is he gonna get the job done? Oh, he's got the inside. He's got the run on the out. Gets it done. Thunder Runner moves up into P5. Battle still on though. Staley all sorts of right there. Meanwhile, M. Taylor in P7 still right there as well. Captain Case in P8 still on the back of Taylor. CB Matt in P9. Meanwhile, Snipes coming in for a pit stop. First of our racers to jump into the pits. Meanwhile, Haywood 9.3 seconds up the road, really running away with this race now. Pulling fastest lap on the track with a 158.597 is Haywood. Gummy now coming under threat from Lisa Salters, just 0.8 of a second separating those two racers, make that 0.5 of a second now. Lisa Salters getting an incredible run right now. Woo-wee! Been an exciting start to this race. I'll tell you what, guys and gals, incredible job. Does this pro division week in and week out. Lisa Salters now pulling fastest lap on the track, pulling them purples by 0.5 of a second. Haywood now with an 11.2 second gap over Lisa Salters. Now sitting in P2, having an incredible run is Lisa Salters. Hamza and P4 for the time being. Underrunner here in P5, Staley in P6, Taylor right there in P7, coming under threat from Captain Case now is Taylor. Captain Case on the soft set of compound of tires. Taylor meanwhile on those intermediates still. Track conditions still good for both sets of tires, but I wonder as this track continues to dry out as to whether or not those softs will become more and more of the viable tire here around the Nürburgring GP circuit for your 1 hour finale. of the season for the A3T. And I'll tell you what, wow, been a great start. Haywood having an incredible run right now, 12.7 seconds ahead in the lead of Lisa Salters leading this race. Lisa Salters in P2 with a 5.9 second lead over Gummy, who currently holds on to that P3. Meanwhile, Hamza in P4. Thunder Runner 2.5 seconds back in P5. Wow, and I can barely talk already. Staley, Thunder, and Captain Case having a battle here for P6 position. These three drivers maintaining a very close relative position in time. I can't even speak all day. I'll tell you what, we're just about to get about to get lost here in my words. Yes, sir. I reckon they done got me confused. Yes, sir. Captain Case now taking a look to the inside of Taylor's going to get the job done. He's got the mineral. Ooh-wee, boy, howdy. Captain Case getting the job done on Taylor there now. Moving up into P7. Now just 0.8 of a second off the back of Staley. He's going to look to make another move there on Staley. Definitely gets a great exit out of there, does Staley. Captain Case, though, closing that distance now down to 0.4 of a second off the back of Staley, now currently holding on to P6. But for how much longer? Here comes Captain Case. They're side by side. Here we go. Battle is on. Captain Case making a move around the outside, manages to get her done, possibly. Oh, they're back and forth. Staley. Now Captain gets the job done. Captain Case, oh boy, howdy, does an incredible job of holding on to that race car right there, does Captain Case. Let's get a look at that replay. What a battle right there for P6. Oh, well, that didn't work. Apologies, guys. Staley grabbing that position back from Captain Case, though. Wow, what an incredible battle that was there for P7. Meanwhile, Snipes now looking good on that soft set of tires now, just within 17.2 seconds of CV Matt here. Already having made his first initial pit stop. Didn't take on any fuel, just tires. Haywood now with a 155.081, absolutely lighting this track up for the finale. 18.6 seconds up the road from Lisa Salters, who currently holds on to P2, also having an incredible race. 15.6 seconds ahead of your current P3 runner in the form of Gummy, still sitting on those intermediate racing tires. Hamza here as well, still on the intermediate racing tires, but as you can see, those intermediates really starting to lose grip as the conditions on the racetrack here drying up. Not completely dry, however, though. Thunder Runner on the intermediates as well in P5, having himself a great race thus far as well. Captain Case now battling it out with M. Taylor again. Captain taking a look to the inside. Gets the job done. Captain Case moves up into P6. Taylor just having to forfeit that position as he went a little bit wide there. Man, what a battle these guys been having for P6 is M. Taylor and Captain Case. Meanwhile, Staley here just 2.2 seconds down the road from M. Taylor, holding on to P8 thus far. CB Matt here holding on to P9. Running really consistent lap times for his last couple of laps, though. Snipes now just 11.1 seconds back from CB Matt. Haywood, meanwhile, 19.6 seconds up the road as we haven't even reached the 46-minute marker. Just on lap 7 thus far, just 13 minutes, 45 seconds into this 1 hour long endurance race. Woo-wee, but I'll tell you what, the rain has come back. Now, Haywood moving into the wet part of the track again. As on the soft compound of tires, going to get interesting. So we have had some drivers have come in and put on those softs, and now the rain's back. So will the guys on the intermediate racing compound of tires start to benefit from this rain returning here at your virtual host of the Nurburgring GP circuit, y'all? So things starting to get interesting. Let me tell you what, here 45 minutes into this race. Now Gummy, what will Gummy do? Gummy, the first of our leaders to come into the pits. With this rain picking back up, is he going to go back onto the intermediates or really choose the soft compound of tire here? Going to be very interesting to see what this decision will be from Gummy. About to find out. Okay, so Gummy choosing to come back out on the intermediates, and this track is getting wetter. Brilliant call there. You can see Haywood now really struggling, totally loses it right there. Oh man, unfortunate. Those racing softs are really proving to be difficult as he goes really wide there, gets back out on the track, but then full 360s, it manages to get the car collected back out from underneath him, but boy howdy. Oh, and he loses it again, doing a long 360 there. What a brilliant recovery, though, from Haywood. Wow. Those soft tires, racing softs, really proving to be useless at this point. You can tell he's having an incredibly difficult time doing absolutely anything right now. Lisa Salters as well having an incredibly difficult time as these racing softs proving now to be absolutely useless here. Now you can see Haywood diving into the pit saying enough is enough. We got to get some wet tires on here, some intermediate tires, something. Now what will Haywood do? Oh, Lisa Salters gets reset there. Oh, Thunder Runner now grabbing P2. Oh, Lisa Salters gets collected by Hamza coming out of the chicane. Oh, unfortunate right there. Thunder Runner still clipping along though on those intermediate tires. Wow, Thunder Runner now. Here comes Thunder Runner and Haywood. Gonna come out side by side. Here's Haywood and Hamza. Oh, Hamza tags Haywood as he comes out of the pits. Unfortunate right there. Okay, that's a good one. So Thunder Runner moves up into P1. Hamza in P2. Taylor moves up into P3. Apologies guys for the momentary pause in the comms. Had to help my poor puppy dog out. Meanwhile, things are happening on the racetrack as Hamza now is up into P1 with Thunder Runner in P2, M. Taylor in P3, Staley up into P4, Haywood on a fresh set of intermediate tires with a full tank of fuel in P5, gets a little bit squirrely around that corner, does Haywood. Haywood still holding on to the fastest lap of the 155.081, and I don't see that that is going to change here anytime soon as racing conditions continue to get wetter and wetter here in Germany at the Nurburgring GP circuit for y'all. Incredible, exciting race going on right now. Hey, Rubes Gaming, absolutely appreciate the like on the stream. Welcome in. Appreciate having you here. Tune in at a great time, have you? We have got an incredible race going on here. The battle for P4 about to begin here as Haywood closing that gap on Staley. Went from 0.6 of a second down to 0.2 of a second, down to 1/10 of a second. Staley dives into the pits, but look at Haywood. Here comes Haywood on that fresh set of intermediate tires. Everybody in front of him on a worn set. So Haywood looking really strong still here, even though he had that disaster of a last lap for him due to being on the softs and the rain really catching him out. But I'll tell you what, this track not done throwing a wrench in these drivers' situations. Haywood getting all sorts of wide there and onto that artificial green turf there and really losing a lot of traction there. He was really gaining up on M. Taylor, who currently holds on to P3. Thunder Runner currently in P2 with Hamza in P1 right now. Meanwhile, Gummy sitting in P5, also on a fresh set of intermediate tires, as well as Staley currently in P6. Lisa Salters also on a fresh set of intermediate tires in P7. CB Matt as well, fresh set of intermediate tires. Captain K, same story. Snipes, same story. All of these drivers happen to go back on the intermediates as this track and these conditions really continue to throw a wrench in these racers' strategies here tonight for the finale at the A3T. Wow, and I need a breath. Earl, appreciate the thumbs up on the stream. Welcome, welcome in. Oh man, breath and to wet my whistle. Incredible racing we got going on here in the Pro Division with the A3T 4-year finale of the season. Ooh, M. Taylor getting a little saucy and spicy back there, gets a little bit of slideways, gathers the car up underneath him and continues on. Meanwhile, Haywood gaining that ground now, just 0.7 of a second off the back of Taylor. Taylor, Thunder, Hamza all have a decision to make. Are they going to pit and get fresh tires? Hamza will continue on. Thunder Runner will continue on. Taylor will continue on under a big time threat from Haywood. Now Haywood and Taylor side by side. As we come into turn one, Haywood laid on the brakes. Good entry. Great battle and great pass there by Haywood. Now moves all over the back of Thunder Runner, really gaining that time on all three of the race leaders does Haywood under these fresh set of racing intermediate tires. Now Thunder going a little bit wide, again, gives Haywood the run. Haywood's going to move up into P2. Haywood coming on strong here, now gathers up 2 positions in the matter of a quarter of a lap, and now he's all over the back of Hamza, just a half second separating the two. Haywood coming on strong again now that he's got a good set of tires underneath of him per accordance to the conditions here on the racetrack. Now Haywood taking a look to the inside of Hamza. Hamza closes the door, stays right on that apex. Hamza really under threat now from Haywood. Haywood on a big time charge. Haywood going to take a look to the outside. Potential outside move on the chicane. Will give him the inside for the net. Oh, that's not the chicane. What am I talking about? Haywood having to go to the outside a bit there. We're on the wrong section of the track, guys. We're so confused. Man, I'll tell you what, some incredible racing here from your Pro Division for the finale. Haywood now taking a look to the inside as well. Outside, rather, going to give him outside for the first turn into the chicane. Hamza closes the door, able to hold him off, but here comes Thunder Runner now. Gets a great one on Haywood. Thunder not ready to concede that P2 position. And the race continues on. All 4 of these racers in your front pack from P1 to P4, incredibly close. What a great race here for your 1-hour finale at the A3T. Again, sponsored by Six Sigma Sim Racing. Absolutely incredible race is going on right here at the Nurburgring GP circuit. Hamza still holding off Haywood. Incredible battle from these guys all season long. ThunderRunner and Taylor also having battles throughout the season as they go, and it ain't over yet. Thunder getting a little bit outside there on the outside of the track. Taylor closes in on him. Boy, this battle for P3 and P1 really heating up. Haywood under serious, giving serious pressure to Hamza. Hamza under a serious threat from Haywood. Oh, and Hamza goes wide, leaves the door open for Haywood. Haywood gets the job done, but just barely. Hamza getting a great exit out of that corner, even though he went wide. Does a great job of collecting that Porsche. Still all over the back of Haywood. So Haywood now, again, your racing leader here. Hamza holding on to P2. ThunderRunner holding on to P3. M. Taylor right there, just half-tenth of a second off the back of ThunderRunner. Gummy in P5, 20 seconds back off from these guys. Staley in P6. Gummy in a good position, though, under no threat from behind, as Staley 6 seconds back from Gummy. Lisa Salters, meanwhile, in P7, not having the race he was looking to have. Incredible start to the race, but finds himself in P7, though he is on a fresh set of tires, plenty of fuel in that racetrack. Hamza now dives into the pit stop. It's ThunderRunner P2, M. Taylor P3. Hamza proving to be quite the strategist. Will Gummy come out in front of Hamza? It looks as though he will. And on a fresh set of intermediates and a good three-quarters, just under three-quarters of a tank of fuel for Gummy. Wow, incredible racing. Haywood now 2.9 seconds up the road from ThunderRunner. ThunderRunner now opening up just a little bit of gap on Taylor, 1.2 seconds. It's his safety net from Taylor. Gummy. Meanwhile, P4, Staley in P5, Lisa Salters in P6. Hamza comes out of the pits, but unfortunately has crossed the pit line. That'll be a 3-second pit lane violation penalty for Hamza. They're not going to be doing him any favors at all. 3 seconds turning into nearly 6 on the racetrack in time lost. Wow, that's unfortunate set of circumstances for Hamza there. Meanwhile, CB Matt in P8, Captain Case here in P9. We got Snipes rounding up the field in P10. Haywood out in front again, 3.9 seconds. We get 4 seconds up the road for ThunderRunner. Boy, the weather here in Germany at our virtual host at NurburGring circuit here being absolutely facetious here. I'm telling you what, it has been a battle back and forth just to try to come up with a strategy that's going to work at NurburGring today, with the weather conditions throwing in wrenches after wrenches with both all three of our divisions here for the finale. Haywood 5 seconds up the road now from ThunderRunner. ThunderRunner gonna stay out. Taylor gonna stay out as well for one more lap. His fuel reserves coming under threat. Taylor, ooh, those tires, those intermediate tires coming into play, as well as they are harshly worn down on that car of ThunderRunner and M. Taylor. Oh, Captain Case getting it all wrong there, as I believe he was coming out of the pits. Indeed he was, and coming out on a set of softs, and quickly realizing how, oh man, he's having an incredibly difficult time. This track entirely too wet for soft still, but it is drying out. May still work out to be all right if he could just manage any kind of momentum in those tires. ThunderRunner still sitting in P2. Oh man, oh man, oh man. Weather conditions, playing games with these pro division racers here tonight at your finale. Gummy looking pretty good on those tires in P4. Staley also in P5. Lisa Salters here in P6. CB Matt finding his way into P7. Y'all, we are just coming to the halfway point in this race. Go Haywood comes in Scott. Indeed, he's looking incredible again here tonight. Haywood needing to do well in this race to potentially take over the points leaders. Oh man, boy howdy. Hamza comes out of the pits on the soft set of tires, but the racing conditions, track conditions, just barely good enough for those softs. Now going to prove to be possibly the better tire to be on, but we don't know about this weather and what it's going to do. Is it going to get drier? Is it going to get wetter? We just don't know. The weather proving very difficult to read here in Germany today at the Nürburgring GP circuit, y'all, for your finale with A3T, again sponsored by Six Sigma Sim Racing. So thank you to those guys. We got TC Gaming coming up in the stream with a heart on the stream. Absolutely appreciate you, my guy. My guy. Woo, and I could barely talk. I'm telling you what, boy howdy. It's getting difficult doing 2-hour-long races, one right after another, an hour and a half into commentating here for these exceptional races going on here with the A3T ThunderRunner. Here holding on to P2. Gummy now finds his way up into P3. Staley having a fantastic race here thus far. Finds himself in P4. CB Matt also having found himself in a great position here thus far into the race. Midway point just over. Finds himself in P5. Meanwhile, Hamza back up into P6. Taylor into P7 now, onto a fresh set of racing softs and a full tank of fuel. Lisa Salters also following suit with that set of racing softs and a full tank of fuel. Captain Case much the same, as well as Snipes. Snipes finding himself a 3-second hit violation as well. Unfortunate. Now here comes ThunderRunner, only racer left on the track except for Gummy. Oh, and Staley. Oh, and CB Matt. What? It was lying to me. All those guys are on intermediates. I do apologize. ThunderRunner, where's Thunder going to come out having an exceptional race? It has ThunderRunner. Gummy now takes over P2. What's ThunderRunner going to do? What tires is he going to come out on? This is going to be a crucial decision right here for ThunderRunner. ThunderRunner coming out on them softs and finds out immediately the track has gotten entirely too wet. No, ThunderRunner sitting right directly in the middle of the racetrack. Oh man, I can't even watch anymore. We got to move on. Oh, Thunder. The racing conditions just playing with each of these racers here tonight. I'll tell you what. And alive, the racing conditions from one side of the track to the next being absolutely, completely, and totally different. Now Lisa Salter's getting it all wrong. Finds himself in the sand, building them castles. So certain portions of this racetrack incredibly wet. Rain on one side of the track, dry conditions on the other. Ooh, boy, howdy. Oh man, what an exciting finale we have here. I don't know where to look. I don't know who to watch. Everybody just having a time with these conditions here at the Nurburgring GP circuit for your finale with the A3T. Hamza finding himself sitting in P4 is pulling his fastest lap. Taylor finding himself up into P5 now. Now Staley diving off into the pits as well, currently in P3. We'll see how that goes. Here comes Hamza now, going to find himself moving into P3. Runner just now serving that 3-second penalty, finds himself in P6. Mr. Salters in P7. CV Matt here in P8 going to be serving that penalty now for his pit lane violation. Case sitting here in P9. Snipes in P10. And my voice and wind surely going, guys and gals. My apologies. It's been such an exciting past 2 races. I can hardly keep up. Wow, incredible. Meanwhile, Haywood in the lead by 31.89 seconds. 32 seconds now. And alive, I'll tell you what, as the track conditions dry out, the intermediate's gonna play wild, but look at that, track conditions on one side of the track versus the other, completely different. So who knows which tire is going to be beneficial right now? Is it the softs? Is it the intermediates? Both doing better on one side of the track versus the other. What is the weather going to do? We just don't know with 23.5 minutes remaining in this race. And oh my goodness, what an incredible race. These conditions have brought on a amount of torture and pain here for these racers at the Nurburgring GP for your finale here at the A3T Division Pro finale. Man, what an incredible race. Absolutely 100% a thriller. An absolute thriller. And alive, Gummy finding himself in a comfortable P2 position right now with a 17-second lead over Hamza. 22 minutes remained in this race. Race has really kind of gotten separated except for Taylor and Staley here. Taylor and Staley both on the same compound of tires. Staley closing that gap up on M. Taylor though, and Staley gets it really sideways, does an incredible job holding on to it, then gets it sideways again. Look at the mist coming off. Oh wow, Taylor. That portion of the racetrack just proven to be really wet still. Taylor held on to it for an incredibly long time, just getting all sorts of slideways here and there. But the track conditions proving once again to be wildly insane here tonight for your finale. Man, oh man, boy howdy, what a race. Your race leader, Haywood, coming into the pits. What is Haywood gonna do? Haywood coming out onto the softs. Oh, incredibly smart. Oh, Haywood Does get a pit lane violation, but it was incredibly intelligent. Came out of pit lane in 4th gear as to not lose it. Coming out. So now Haywood, with his final pit stop there, comes out 0.4 of a second ahead of Gummy. But he's got that 0.3 of a second, or 3 full second rather, pit lane violation penalty. He's gonna have to serve here. So that potentially is gonna give Gummy the race lead here. Possibly is gonna be very, very interesting to see what happens here. Man alive, incredibly exciting race has this been here in the Pro Division. Man, these track conditions just making for an incredibly exciting race. Haywood potentially opening up that gap enough now before having to serve this penalty. He may come away scot-free and not lose that position, but boy howdy, it's still going to be close. You see that time now, 3 seconds gone there. Wow, Haywood coming away cleanly with it, still with a 5-second lead, and it's growing now. Haywood recognizes he's in the wet portion of the track, moves over onto the dry line. Incredible racing knowledge right there. Does not want to get those tires wet. Does a good job of staying on that dry line. You can see it, it's clear, it's plain, it's there. Do not get off it or deviate from that driving line, that dry driving line, under no circumstances. It is, oh boy, onto the curb and manages it. Haywood, an incredible racer here. Meanwhile, Hamza in P3, also extremely good racer. Gummy as well, putting up a fantastic fight here. Currently finds himself in P2 on lap 20. Just past the 40-minute mark in this 1-hour endurance race, and here comes Hamza. Gummy, battle, P2 on the line. Hamza dives to the inside, gets the job done. Gummy just potentially conceding that position there. Gummy still on the intermediates, Hamza on the softs. Now here comes Hamza, is dropping that delta between himself and Haywood now. So Gummy into P3. Taylor, meanwhile, finding himself in a very, very nice position right now in this at this point in the race. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Boy howdy, these guys have got me all sorts of just giggity tonight. Incredible racing going on. So Taylor finding himself in a really good spot, potentially at this time in the race, sitting in P4, as well as Staley sitting in P5, Lisa Salter sitting here in P6. We got Thunder Runner in P7 here, with CB Matt in P8, Captain Case in P9, R Snipes here in P10. Now just getting off the line from the race leader. Brilliant job from Snipes right there, and you can see why they're in the Pro Division. Each one of these racers, fantastic racing etiquette shown by Snipes there. Beautiful job done, Mr. Snipes. Fantastic. Well done, sir. Now, each of these racers looking as though other than Gummy. Each of these racers looking as though potentially very close to having enough fuel to finish out this race. This race, these conditions, this track, each of the drivers individually showing how incredible this pro division is in this race here tonight, throwing wrenches at them left and right as the weather, and you can see potentially not done yet as it's incredibly foggy on track again all of a sudden here at Nurburgring GP. And is the rain going to make a final ugly appearance here again, once again, with 15 minutes remaining in this race? Conditions starting to get wet again. Oh boy, howdy. This race far from being over. I do so hope each of these racers are paying attention to that wet meter here. Oh man, boy howdy. See it there a little bit from Hamza, just getting a little bit squirrely now. He's still firmly holding on to P3. Those intermediate tires proving themselves right now for Gummy. Just 14 minutes to remain, and Gummy has got one heck of a decision. Potentially podium finish threatening decision to make here shortly for Gummy. Meanwhile, Taylor in P4, 12.2 seconds. Make that 12 seconds, 11.9, 11.8, 11.6. Taylor gaining ground really fast on Gummy. Really, really fast. Taylor pulling his fastest lap by 0.8 of a second. So M. Taylor absolutely on the move here tonight for your finale. Having a great race thus far has Taylor. Staley as well having an incredible race here tonight. Lisa Salters, things not working out quite like what we're used to seeing from him tonight in P6. Thunder Runner as well sitting here in P7. CB Matt in P8. Captain Case in P9. And Snipes in P10, getting that blue flag waved at him once again. Now Gummy coming into the pits. Let's see what happens here. Super duper interested to see what tires he comes out on. You can see these soft tires now starting to potentially mess with these drivers as the conditions just slightly wet for those soft tires. Haywood with a 1 second penalty. Gummy loses 2-3 positions straight away. Where will he come out? Gonna come out just in front of Thunder Runner, but picked up 3-second pit lane violation penalty. Oh, how unfortunate for Gummy. But I'm telling you what, it's the track conditions that's doing it to these racers. It pushes them right off the line as they're getting onto the throttle and just spin the tires on the wet conditions coming out of pit lane. Almost every single one of these racers tonight has not been able to come out of that pits at one point in time or another cleanly. Hamza now just 8.9 seconds down the road from Haywood. Hamza really trying to charge with just 11 minutes remaining in this race now. On lap 24. Hamza with a super cut. Now Taylor moves up into P3. I'm telling you what, like I was saying, Taylor having an incredible race here tonight. Finds himself potentially in a podium getting position here for the finale. That would be fantastic for Taylor. Staley getting a little bit sideways there. P4, Lisa Salters now up into P5, Thunder Runner in P6. This race nowhere close to being over with still 10.5 minutes remaining. Gummy in P7 now. Has come out on the soft compounds of racing tire here tonight. But proving to be potentially a very wise decision, as you can just see the sunshine starting to peek out here at the Nurb GP circuit, y'all, for your finale. Wow, CB Mac here in P8, Captain Case in P9, Snipes in P10. Haywood, meanwhile, 9.3 seconds in the lead of this race. Hamza in P2. Oh boy, howdy. This season coming down to the final minutes, the final race, the final battles for the lead of this division. Hamza with a 40-second lead over P3. So Hamza and Haywood, both of themselves finding themselves to be in a very comfortable position here at the end of this race, as we're just past the 9-minute mark into 8 minutes remaining of this track. This race, rather. Taylor starting to drop time to Staley. Staley's pushing hard in that BMW. Staley down to a 3.2 second deficit to M. Taylor, holding on to P3. Staley in P4. Lisa Salters in P5. Getting a little squirrely there just as we click onto her. Thunder Runner in P6. Gummy in P7. So potential third place battle and P6 battle potentially coming on. Pick on board with M. Taylor here. Taylor now opening up that gap with a 3.2 to 3.7 second lead over P4's Daly. Taylor pulling his fastest lap by nearly half a second. Seven and a half minutes remaining in this finale here for your Pro Division. Again with the A3T, also again sponsored by Six Sigma Sim Racing. Big thank you to those guys for sponsoring the A3T. This season has been absolutely incredible season. Staley getting a little wild and crazy there through the chicane as he's pushing hard, trying to catch up to Taylor, but loses himself a little time. Now gaining it back as he finds himself with a really nice clean exit out of the final turn onto the start-finish straight. Lisa Salters also pulling his fastest lap. Thunder Runner not far off of his fastest lap at all either. Now Gummy in P7. Oh, Gummy's going to be cutting it really, really tight on fuel. Ooh, hits that curb, gets a little bit sideways, does Gummy, but does a fantastic job holding that Mercedes together. Now the gap between Gummy and Thunder just 2.7 seconds. We are approaching the 5 minutes remaining left in this race. Thunder Runner opening up that gap back to 3-second gap now. Haywood still leading this race, opens himself up at 11.7 second gap now here on Hamza. And oh boy, howdy, is Hamza gonna have to pit again. He goes really, really wide there. Hamza potentially looking to have him make another pit stop, and I don't see as he's going to have any option whatsoever other than to take another pit stop. But is he far enough ahead of M. Taylor to hold on to that P2? This could be incredibly good for one driver and incredibly bad for another, as Hamza, your points leader thus far into the season here at your Pro Division. But Haywood currently in P1. I do believe that would give him the points to finish in P1 on the standings for the season. This is going to be incredible. Not going to know until the stewards take a look at everything. And oh boy, howdy, this coming down to the wire at your finale here with the A3T Pro Division. Yes, Hamza diving into the pits right now. Unfortunately, did not take enough fuel to finish out the race as the laps got quicker and dried out, so they added on more laps because they're doing them faster. Lap 27, 3 minutes 30 seconds remaining in this race. Where is Hamza going to come out versus Taylor? Taylor, I don't think is going to be able to get around you in time. Hamza putting on fresh tires as well as taking on fuel in that race car. Hamza will come out in P2 still firmly. That gap between Taylor and Staley still at 2.7 seconds. Taylor pulling his fastest lap. 2 minutes 45 seconds remains in this race, guys, gals. Oh my, I'll tell you what, Haywood in a very, very comfortable lead and spot, provided nothing happens, is going to come away with this race victory here at your finale here with the A3T, y'all. Wow, what an incredible finale. Gummy now having to take another pit stop as well. Oh, how unfortunate. He did not take on enough fuel. That's going to give Thunder Runner definitely P6. Lisa Salters, 6.2 seconds up the road from Thunder Runner in P5. Staley, 4.6 seconds up the road from Lisa Salters in P4. M. Taylor, 3.1 seconds up the road in P3. Under 2 minutes remain in your finale here with the A3T on the Nürburgring GP circuit. What an incredible race and season has it been here with the A3T. I'm telling you what, boy, howdy. Absolutely incredible season. Hamza still holding on to the P2 very comfortably, 23 seconds in the lead. will come away with P2, provided nothing horrible happens. Meanwhile, gap between Taylor and Staley dwindling down to 2.3 seconds. Taylor gonna have to serve one more lap. Captain Case getting the blue flag waved. Oh man, this is the potentially biggest battle on the racetrack here. M. Taylor and Staley, 2.2 seconds separate the two on the final lap here for both of these racers. Haywood coming into the chicane right now. Is he going to get one more lap in? Haywood, fastest man on the track with a 154.583. Haywood will get in one final lap. Just crosses that finish line. Hamza will cross and finish in P2. Oh, now the battle between Taylor and Staley, just 1.3 seconds, 1.2, 1.1 second. Separating the two, Staley getting a little bit sideways, really onto the power hardcore, trying to catch up with Taylor. Not much track left to go. Hamza does cross the line in P2. Congratulations to Hamza. Taylor here coming around the final corner. 2-second gap now. Just hold it together, buddy. Taylor comes away with a P3. Super excited is Taylor, and I don't blame him. Staley comes across in P4. Lisa Salters will get P5. Thunder Runner will come across in P6. Gummy gonna end up with P7. Stevie Matt will end up with a P8. Oh boy. Snipes will finish in P9, but here comes Haywood. Man, I don't know, y'all. I don't know if that's enough points for Haywood to secure the overall points race lead for your pro division, but Haywood coming across the line with the victory here tonight. My, oh my, absolutely incredible. Thunder Runner, you want to jump back into the stream chat, my guy, you're more than welcome. We'll do co-interviews with our victors here in the final. My, oh my, oh my, what an absolutely incredible season it has been here with your pro division with the A3T, again sponsored by Six Sigma Sim Racing. Absolutely incredible. Here is your standings. It'll be Haywood coming across with the top spot, getting that P1 victory over Hamza, who gets second place tonight. M. Taylor having a brilliant race, comes across with a P3 finish, but man, oh man, just now realizing Haywood one lap ahead of everybody on the field. So absolutely dominant performance for Haywood here tonight. Staley comes across with a P4. Lisa Salters will get P5. Thunder Runner will get P6. Gummy will get P7. CV Matt will get P8. Snipes will get P9. And Captain Case will round out your field here with a P10 finish tonight. And oh my goodness, what an absolutely incredible race. Racers. you podium finishers and Thunder Runner Gummy as well. If you are not Gummy, apologize. M. Taylor, definitely jump up in here. Hamza, jump up in here. Haywood, jump up in here. Let's get a chat with our finishers here tonight. Again, Thunder Runner, if you're there in the stream, definitely you're more than welcome to jump up in the chat with us here for the final post-race interview. If and y'all would like to, it is open and we would love to have a chat with y'all. So there are your standings right there currently for tonight's race finish. Let us go ahead and take a look at this point in time, your pro standings before this race. So here it is. Your pro standings prior to this race had Ridwan in the lead with 160 points. Haywood was in P2 with 155 points. Haywood will get fastest lap on track bonus points. Lisa Salters was in P3 with 118 points, with Thunder Runner at 104. Now, don't think that's going to change, as Lisa Salters did finish ahead of Thunder Runner. So Thunder very nearly coming away with the P3, but Lisa Salters will end up with the P3 finish on the division standings. I do believe, guys, this all comes down to the final say-so of the stewards, just to make sure nothing had been missed during the race. And man, oh man, boy howdy, what an absolute incredible race for your finale here. Oh man, guys and gals, my voice has about had it. My lungs have about had it. Just trying to keep some breath. Calling two fantastic finale races here for the Pro-Am and the Pro Division for your finale with the A3T for this season. Man, oh my, incredible season it has been throughout the divisions. Each division doing a fantastic job. Each of the racers doing a fantastic job. Do want to say a big thank you to the racers. These things cannot happen without y'all. So a big congratulations and thank you for each of you putting on a fantastic show for us week in and week out. Also, a special thanks goes out to the men and women behind the scenes doing all their hard, devoted and volunteered time behind the scenes to keep this league in order and keep the ball rolling on stuff. So big thank you, big special thank you to the volunteers behind the scenes here with the A3T. And man, oh man, I'll tell you what, also a big final thank you to the sponsors for the A3T, guys. Six Sigma Sim Racing, guys. Been an absolutely incredible season. Very thankful to have been here for myself, No-Lander at No-Lander Gaming. I'll tell you what, it's been quite a pleasure to call comms for the Pro-Am and Pro Division here, and has been a definite pleasure to have Thunder Runner joining us in the comms booth for the Pro-Am division. Very nice working with you, sir. And I'll tell you again, guys, gals, just everybody in the league here with the A3T. Thank you all so much. Racers, fans, followers of my page. One shot of whiskey will help with that, right? Great race, great commentating once again. Hey, Earl, absolutely appreciate you. Scott Taylor, or Scott McGill coming in saying, Taylor, drive of the day for me, just saying, no, and Scott, I absolutely could not agree more with that statement. M. Taylor coming away with that final podium position. Definitely a great race from Taylor. Best we've seen him all season long, and wow, couldn't have been a better race finish for him on the season for the finale here with the A3T. Guys, gals, man.
a tunnel.